Hey, what's up friends? Hope you all are doing well and staying creative. In this video, I'll be showing you how to use polymeters to create complex grooves. Now, let's first get into what is a polymeter. So let's see, while I'm Googling this would be a good opportunity to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this content. Alright, so a polymeter is where two sequences are played using different meters, but with the same tempo. So let's go into Ableton here, and I'll show you what I mean. So I have this 32 bar groove, and let's take a listen to the first 17 bars. All right, so in this 32 bar groove, you have a bunch of elements here. You got, your kick, sub bass, mid bass, couple hats, shakers, clap, little effect sound, and then this buzzing noise. So the thing that makes this groove a polymeter is the fact that one, a lot of these elements are not repeating in the same amount of measures. So for example, this closed hi-hat right here, the sequence essentially repeats every 2 bars. I mean, it's really like this note's always repeating, but you could just say for this example, it's repeating every 2 bars, that you can see by this line. And then this closed hat shaker, this little shaker thing, this sequence is repeating every like a little over 3.5 bars. It's like an odd number. As you can see, the line is right there. And then over here, this open hi-hat sequence is repeating every 4 3/4 of a bar. And then this closed hi-hat, that's repeating every like whatever this is, should tell me down below, but it's not. Oh, there we go. What is that? 0.33, whatever the fuck that means. So yeah, so they're not in the same length, obviously, and they're also repeating very weird. And what that does is that it makes the groove continuously evolve, and it doesn't really like repeat in like like an 8 bar, 16 bar loop, and it keeps things pretty complex and interesting. Now, you don't want to go too crazy with this. For this groove, I tried to use as many polymeters as I could. But again, there's certain things that you want to keep like in a traditional like 2-4 bar sequence, so that the whole groove can be like grounded and people have something to like latch onto in the groove. So for example, the kick this repeats every 8 bars, and the sub bass, this also repeats every 8 bars. So you still have a kick and bass that's adhering to a more traditional time signature. And there's a couple other elements that do the same. So now I'll break down everything in a little bit more detail. Okay, so we have the kick, 8 bar sequence. For the most part, it's like 4 on the floor, with some exceptions here and then here, just to change up the groove, make it a little bit more interesting. I got a sub bass over here from operator. This is essentially like following the kick. It's playing off the kick. So it is also an 8 bar sequence. And to make that, it's pretty simple. Just 2 sine waves in operator, one at 0, one at -17. They're in series, as you can tell with this linear algorithm. And then yeah, I just got some envelopes just to give it a little bit more punchiness and like pluckiness. And that's being sidechained to the kick. Now coming to the mid bass, it's just playing this like B and then C note, and then this is in like a very weird meter. So this is repeating every 1 bar, 3 beats, 2/16 of a note. It's like fucking hard to say that. And so yeah, so you can see with this line, it's repeating that sequence, and so what that does is that it gives the illusion that the sequence is like not a loop. It's like a little bit it's something that's just like ever evolving. So if we listen to the groove again, the kick and bass. So, you know, yeah, it's almost playing at like a different time or a different part of the groove every time it plays. And then what I'm doing is that, and then instead of continuing this loop like forever, I am just like stopping it short at 8 bars and then repeating this polymeter once again. I'm pretty much essentially using this technique to like form like a cool pattern and then using that as a loop. So you can almost think of this as like an 8-bar loop. Like I can like literally press Command J to consolidate it, and now we have an 8-bar loop. But I used the polymeter as like a sort of idea generator to get there, if that makes sense. All right, now let's go to the drums. So we have this shaker like we looked at before, and that's playing, you know, this very weird meter. We got a closed hi-hat. This one is just, you know, upbeat closed hi-hat, and it's in like a traditional meter, because again, I need certain elements to be in like the standard format to like anchor the groove and give it some like foundation, and then have these other like weird hats and that mid bass stuff and all that. They can be in the weird meters just to keep the groove flowing and interesting and like chugging. Then this open hi-hat, I essentially just have this variation on the hi-hat, because for the most part this open hi-hat, if I just solo this, it's playing just on the upbeat, but then you got a little bit of variation here and here. And because that's also, again, not repeating on a standard meter, that little thing comes at like a different place every time. So that also gives that illusion that it's like, you know, a much like more complicated pattern. And then of course, same with this hi-hat like we looked at earlier. And I really like this hi-hat. It interacts with all the other drums really well, especially with like this shaker. You can even do like something like this. Like I haven't really like mixed or done anything yet. This is just bare bones stuff. But like, you know, you could pan that one right, pan this thing left. So now you have some like left to right, right to left interaction, which, you know, it's always fun to do with hats. Yeah. All right, now coming to the clap, which in, you know, same shit. I got a weird meter. I have a little bit of variation on the clap just right there. And that's also like layered with the snare. It's playing the same thing. Then got this 808 fill snare. This one's, you know, just playing in a traditional meter. I have a like an 8-bar sequence that I'm looping here. And then I got some little effects sound. This one's just like a little bloop, but that's repeating every 4 bars. So that one is, you know, more traditional meter. Then this is the last drum. I guess it's not really a drum. It's more like this like little blippy sound. But this is also a polymeter. It's like repeating over this very weird short sequence. And I have like an LFO here that's slowly modulating the low pass, actually a bandpass filter over the course of 4 bars. So, you know, not only is like the pattern repeating in a weird way, it's also got this LFO and then this echo. So there's just a lot of a little like modulation going on here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The other thing, I just have, you know, the little pad going on. I just added that just so we're not listening to only some drums. We have at least something in the background. But I mean, nothing crazy here. I didn't really spend too much time on this. I just I just needed something to like fill in the background space. So I have some just like weird pads. So yeah, that's how I use polymeters to create these intricate, complex grooves that don't sound like just like 8 or 16 bar loops, because that, you know, that can get pretty stale quick. And then this is almost like a cheat code, like it's like hacks, because you can just create literally just little tiny like, you know, sequences that aren't even too long, but then you just set them at different meters. So now you have this very long evolving groove. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.